Okay, picture this. You've been learning English for months, maybe even years. You've done the grammar, you've got the vocabulary list down, you've listened to hours and hours, you feel, well, pretty ready. But then you're actually in a real situation, a cafe maybe, or a park, a networking thing, even just an online group, and you see someone you could talk to, you want to say something, but suddenly your brain just freezes, right? All these questions pop up. What should I say? Oh God, will they understand me? Will I sound stupid? What if I just say hello and then nothing? And what usually happens? Well, maybe an awkward smile. You quickly look down at your phone, or you just walk away. Does that sound familiar at all? Look, that feeling, that sort of internal panic, it is 100% normal.
Yeah.
Seriously. And here's the really good news. You can absolutely get past it. It can be overcome. So our mission in this deep dive is first to help you understand why starting conversations feels so hard sometimes. Then we want to give you some, real life, natural ways to actually start them. Get comfortable with small talk and just feel more confident overall, even if you're naturally a bit shy. By the end, we really think you'll feel a lot more relaxed about the whole idea. Okay, let's unpack this.
What's fascinating here is just how much conversation really matters. It's not just about swapping words, is it? It's really the core of human connection. It's much less about getting every sentence perfect and much more about simply, connecting with another person. Think of starting a conversation like opening a door. Literally. It's a door to new friends, maybe new opportunities, definitely richer experiences, and better English skills. And like you said, a big boost in your own confidence. It unlocks so much.
Right. It unlocks all this potential. So why does it feel like climbing Mount Everest sometimes? What are these invisible hurdles that make just starting a chat in English feel so incredibly hard? Here's where it gets really interesting.
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, those blocks, they're often rooted in very, very human fears, but they get kind of amplified when we're operating in a second language. The first one, maybe the biggest one, is the fear of mistakes. That classic worry, right? What if I say something wrong? What if they just don't understand me? But here's the reality check, and there's actual research on this. Even native English speakers make 5 to 10 small errors in casual chat every 2 minutes, often without even noticing. Mistakes aren't just normal. They're actually part of how natural speech flows. Usually, the listener's brain just kind of autocorrects. They definitely won't laugh. Usually, they'll help you out.
Oh, that's such a relief to hear. Because it always feels like every single word has to be perfect, or the whole thing just collapses.
Exactly. And then there's the second big one, the fear of rejection. That little voice saying, what if they just don't want to talk to me? Again, the reality. Not everyone wants to chat at any given moment, and that is completely okay. It's almost never about you or your English level. It's usually about their mood, their day, maybe just their personality. You just kind of acknowledge it, maybe a polite nod, and move on. Don't take it personally. It's just part of it.
Right. It's not a reflection on me.
Not at all. And the third one, overthinking. Oh, this is a big one. We try to plan the entire conversation out beforehand. Okay, I'll say this, then they'll probably say that. Then what if I run out of things to say after 2 minutes? But conversations aren't like that. They're more like a game of tennis, maybe. You hit the ball over the net. They hit it back. It's one step at a time, one return at a time. You don't need to plan the whole 5-set match before you even serve the first ball.
That tennis analogy really works. It takes away so much pressure, makes it feel less like a performance and more like just an interaction that unfolds, So thinking about that, when do conversations feel natural in any language, not just English, like in your native language too?
That's a great question. They feel natural when they just sort of emerge organically from shared moments, maybe a shared observation, just shared humanity, really. You notice something, you make a small comment, and boom, a little connection starts. Natural conversations, they often start from really small things. The weather, sure, or the place you're in, something you notice about the other person, even just a genuine smile or a simple question. It's really not about needing to be super interesting or witty. It's more about just being present, being kind, being human.
Yeah, it's those tiny little hooks, aren't they? The almost invisible things that can lead somewhere bigger. I remember being in a cafe once trying to get some writing done, and the person at the table next to me just kind of leaned over and said, "Oh, wow, it's busy here today, isn't it?" And just like that, we were talking. It wasn't deep or profound, but it opened the door. Or like you said, this coffee is amazing, right? Simple stuff. It really works.
Absolutely. And here's something interesting from social psychology about that. A genuine smile. It's not just a greeting. It actually triggers a mirroring effect in the other person's brain. It subconsciously makes them a bit more receptive, more open to connecting. So it's like a powerful nonverbal conversation key that primes the whole interaction before you even say a word.
A smile is a key. I like that. That's powerful. Okay, let's get really practical then. For everyone listening, picturing themselves in these situations. What are some...
Okay, yeah. Cafe, park, somewhere public. You could definitely go with something situational. Busy here today, isn't it? That's a classic. Works well. Or if you see what they ordered, oh, that smells amazing. What did you order? Or even, do you come here often? I'm looking for a good recommendation. Something like that. The goal is just make a friendly observation, ask a low-stakes question. Easy does it.
Nice. And what about if you're in a place with a bit more structure, like at work or school or in a class?
Right. There you usually have some built-in common ground, which helps. You could start with a simple, hi, I don't think we've actually met. I'm your name. Or just, how's your day going so far? Very standard, very safe. To go maybe a little deeper, you could ask something like, what made you choose this course or this job? Or how are you finding the whatever project or class you're both in?
Good ones. Okay, and for our listeners who are actively trying to practice their English, a language exchange or a meetup seems like a perfect spot. How do you kick things off there?
Oh, absolutely. Those are fantastic places because everyone's there for the same reason, basically.
Yeah.
Hi, is this your first time here? That usually works really well. Or obviously, what language are you learning? And if you see someone or a small group already chatting, don't be afraid to just approach and say, hey, I'm trying to practice my English. Do you mind if I join you for a bit?
Yeah.
People are generally really open in those kinds of settings.
Yeah, that makes sense. And lastly, because so much happens online now, what about online study groups or forums or communities? How do you break the ice virtually?
Right, online. Well, you often have that little bit of extra time to think before you type, which can be nice. You could start with just a general greeting. Hey, everyone, I'm joining from your country. How's everyone doing today? Or maybe respond directly to something someone else posted. That's a really great point. How did you come to that idea? Or ask the group a question. Hey, can anyone recommend a good book for learning conversational English? Press motion. The key online is often engaging with what's already happening or asking for input from the community.
That's a fantastic toolkit, really broken down nicely by situation. But, I can just hear some listeners thinking, okay, I have the phrase, but what if they reply and I don't understand? Or what if the conversation just fizzles out immediately? What's the next step after using that initial key?
That's a brilliant question. And it ties right into managing our own comfort level, doesn't it? These phrases, they're like the keys to unlock the door, as we said. But the conversation itself, the ongoing bit, that involves another skill. Active listening. It's not just hearing the words, right? It's showing you're engaged. Little nods, eye contact, simple things like, or oh really, or I see, eaten. It signals to the other person that you're following along, and that actually makes the whole thing feel less intimidating for both of you. Now, to make using these keys feel even easier, let's think about them in categories beyond just where you are. For just general starters, you've got your basics. Hi there, how's your day going? Or morning, busy day ahead. Or that, hey, do you mind if I join you? And for making observations, things like, this place is really nice, isn't it? Or maybe, looks like we've got the same taste in music, if appropriate. Or the classic, wow, the weather's crazy today, right? If you want to ask about them specifically, are you from around here? What brings you here today? Or how did you get into that hobby or that job? This raises an important question.
How small talk can vary a bit culturally. For example, in, say, British English, you often hear things like, lovely weather today, for once. Bit of humour there. Or, did you catch the game last night, if that's relevant? Or, bit chilly this morning, isn't it? These use local observations or shared cultural things to start the chat. So these phrases, these categories, they give you a kind of framework, a starting point to move beyond just that first hello.
That's so helpful, seeing them grouped like that and hearing about the cultural tweaks too. Now, here's something really important, a mindset shift that I think takes a ton of pressure off. Don't feel like you have to have these deep, long, meaningful conversations with every person you talk to. Please don't. Your goal is just to connect, even if it's just for a moment. Like literally 30 seconds sometimes. Think of it more like planting seeds. You're just scattering conversation seeds. Some might grow into big, strong friendships. Awesome. Some might just be little sprouts that don't go much further. Also fine. And some seeds just won't germinate at all. That's totally normal. It's not a failure. You're not failing. You're just practicing. You're planting seeds.
Exactly. And if you identify as a shy learner, there's some specific guidance that can really help smooth the path. Start super small. Tiny interactions. A simple comment to the barista when they hand you your coffee. A quick morning to a colleague you pass in the hall. A friendly nod to a neighbor. Remember, most people genuinely appreciate a bit of friendliness. They're usually not sitting there judging your every syllable. And like we talked about, don't underestimate the power of a smile. It's universal, it costs nothing, and it really does open doors more often than you'd think. Also, maybe try practicing in what feel like safe places first. Those online groups we mentioned, or maybe a dedicated conversation club. The pressure often feels a lot lower there.
That's really great advice. Start small, safe places, smile. Got it. You know, I remember this one time I was trying to explain something in another language, and I completely blanked on the word for spoon. I just could not find it. I ended up miming eating soup. It felt so mortifying at the time, honestly. But the other person just chuckled kindly and said, spoon, and helped me out. It made me realize these what if it goes wrong scenarios. They usually aren't the catastrophes we build them up to be in our heads. So what should we actually do if things go a bit sideways? If we forget a word or don't understand, or they just clearly don't want to talk?
That's a perfect example, because that's exactly what you do. If you forget a word, describe it, just like you did. You know, the thing, you use it for soup. Metal, spoon. People get it. Or if you don't understand something they said, just be honest and polite. Sorry, could you say that again? Maybe a bit slower, or sorry, I didn't quite catch that, or what does that word mean? Most people are perfectly happy to clarify. They want to be understood. And if they genuinely don't seem receptive to talking, that's absolutely okay too. Just offer a simple smile, maybe okay, nice to meet you, or well, have a good day, and just gracefully move on. Like we said before, not every seed becomes a flower. That's just life. It's not about you. And I really want to emphasize the immense power of practice here. Even just practicing out loud, by yourself, saying the phrases. Your brain actually learns the patterns. It makes the pathways stronger. It feels more natural over time. So maybe even right now, wherever you are, try saying these quietly or in your head. Hi there. Mind if I join you? Busy day ahead for you. Trying to practice my English more. Do you ever go to language meetups? It really does feel a bit easier when you actually say it out loud, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's like a mini reversal for, well, just for life, I guess. Okay, so what does this all mean? After everything we've talked about, what's the bottom line for you, listening right now? Here's what we really want you to take away from this deep dive today. You do not need perfect grammar to connect with people. You just don't. You don't need some huge, impressive vocabulary to make friends, and you definitely do not need to have long, deep, profound conversations every time to grow your confidence. What do you need? Honestly, usually just a genuine smile, a simple question, and just that little bit of bravery to say hello, to open the door. You were already doing something amazing just by learning English. That's huge. The next step is just open your mouth, speak, make some mistakes. It's okay. Learn from them and then do it again. Repeat. Every single conversation you manage to start, no matter how short, no matter how small it feels, that's a victory. Celebrate it.
And maybe think about this. What's the smallest, most human interaction you could possibly have today? Could it be just a simple hello to someone you pass, a genuine smile for the person making your coffee, a quick shared comment about the rain with someone under the same awning? How might that tiny little act, how might it ripple outwards? How might it change your confidence just a little, or brighten your day, or maybe even connect you to something or someone totally unexpected? If this deep dive helped you feel even a tiny bit more confident about starting those conversations, please think about sharing it with someone else you know who's also learning English. Let's try and make this whole learning journey feel a bit less lonely, definitely more human, and honestly, a lot more fun. You can do this. You've absolutely got this.